Namo Zo Shi Ye, Namo Ho Dhamma Shi Ye Zo. Na Zo Ge Jo Na La, Jan Jo Ma Do Na Ni Gyao Zo Shi Fe, Ta Ge Ju Ni Gi Be Zo Na Ge, Jo La Ben Je Sang Ge Ro Ba Shu. Na Zo Ge Jo Na La, Jan Jo Ma Do Na Ni Gyao Zo Chi, Ta Ge Ju Ni Gi Be Zo Na Ge, Jo La Ben Je Sang Ge Ro Ba Shu. 学长所给出脑了，讲究把都那里搞出去，大给去年给别从那给着了，并且上给着把书。上期别给就去没多少，然后联系你的跟发的，上给行动没得我也就跟他打起了就把书。我若让他们到他干的呀，大呀，
como kuruntia anda kesu de tani de sanji kuboto wa ni chedo ambi che sin na le che de single kumbo de ni satno ya bu che hostu
So in brief, to set a good motivation for the sake of all mothers and sentient beings, I will achieve the state of enlightenment. For this, I will listen to the holy teachings and practice accordingly in order to benefit all sentient beings.
yo ya te yo ta tri process sta na to kono omjaro si ni ta
Yeah, today is holiday, so the motivation, setting motivation is also kind of like in a holiday mood. So I summarize it.
프리데 계제고 가서 가르스나 다 다와지는 요 번째도 기타 되게 전부 주다들이 되가는 가서 돈이 기체 이 개성마치 그다음 어떻게 지어야 인권 같으냐 연대 답이지 마 이 소망을 별로라 야고 미야다 이 여기 뭐 이렇게 있어
So we have talked about the importance of understanding the 8 pleasures and 10 endowments, and I've given the introductions about it as well. So today I would like to talk about it again so that we can have a better understanding of it, and then we can keep it in our mind.
那么不把接是没错不把接如果的大接是如果不把接大接是没错大接的大手的定个个都的定个也是的大接的大手的定是吧就读罢了对吧来劲就是把哪里有大接给我的话就读罢了来劲你觉得来劲找啊来劲是把吧里头的定大接大手的定也是那都是确读罢了对的确读罢了听解读罢了读的定吧确读罢了听读罢了可是读的读呢是的话当中啊是用啊我句话如果记得嘛是读书的是的说那点点我的嘛是
当中啊，当心中啊，
当中啊，心中啊，有的话，这个是确读过了，听解读的定还是好记得说的是吧？那说的那个就这个不把记发给托尼的是吧？也不把记的还有托尼的大记是就是那个嘛，我就说的就是。那这里要第四万种学它就是别人说，
So regarding these 8 pleasures, so it's sometimes called 8 leisures and sometimes it's called 8 non-leisures. So when we talk about these 8 leisures or 8 non-leisures in terms of the class to be posed or the class to be accomplished, so which one does it which one does it belong to or subsume within? So when we talk about these 8 leisures, it is subsumed within the class to be opposed, meaning that these 8 pleasures is explained by freeing oneself from those opposing conditions or unconducive conditions. In other way of saying this, 8 leisures or 8 non-leisures is explained after becoming free from those unconducive conditions. So these 8 leisures is explained to be the class to be opposed, or is subsumed within the class to be opposed. And when we talk about endowments, 10 endowments, 5 personal endowments, and 5 endowments in relation to others. So these 10 endowments are explained. These 10 endowments are subsumed within the class to be accomplished.
我就是说，他讲到，我记得，讲到，我记得，要不就没什么了，我记得还好是吧？我记得是吧？我记得我们是不是到我记得是出来的嘛是吧？他们我记得，我记得我就他们这部戏说正眼这部东西是吧？说正眼这部戏我就早晚了，因为嘛，早晚了练嘛对吧？得练是吧？是这说，早晚等我就写定早晚行，我们就不多。我觉得，写定早晚这些，包括早晚自己哇，那就这么是吧？那这里看到，我觉得没有过戏，没有过戏，没有过戏，那我点你是吧？没有过戏，没有过戏，那就是这里的也是这个是吧？也是这个，对我过就整个节呢，对也是这个出现的，我没有过戏是吧？
So in order to identify the 8 non-leisures, one has to understand the 8 non-leisures. And when we talk about the 8 non-leisures, usually is because when we talk about these 8 non-leisures, then usually Nagarjuna's letter to a friend is quoted. So as I show on the screen, so these are the 8 non-leisures. So sometimes when we are not in front of our laptops or when the books is not available to us, however, there's one way to easily recall what 8 non-leisures are. So 8 non-leisures can be divided into 2 groups. One is the non-human non-leisures, 4 non-human non-leisures, and the second group is 4 human non-leisures. So the non-leisures can be divided into 2. One is of the human type, another one is of non-human type. So the term is called 4 non-human non-leisures and 4 human non-leisures.
那没嘛，你们过把西子生活范围生活的啊，对不？晚上或者鸟啊，野的领着大些的模式啊，大些的地西的，那特别过来多，鸟啊，野的领着大些的模式。我早的那个，现在早的那个，全部看了哇。
So just like those terms that appear in the Nagarjuna's letter to a friend, the contains here that you see on the screen. So to identify the 4 non-human non-leisures, they are very easy. The 3 lower realms, hell, hungry ghost, animal, and one more is long life God.
啊，知道鸟啊，野的很多，那这里我就是我写把子，我把它这里嘛，怎么说？也就偏要么是这样，我的基本上你了，让你生活我的摩托，这个两个鸟啊，有的很多人，大人，他这里我的是呢，你要是那话东西，这里有嘛，很多搞开了嘛，就是好多钱，对吧
？So if we only know about this hell, hungry ghost, animal, and long life God, they are 4 non-human non-leisures. So if you only understand that itself, that these 4 are the 4 non-human non-leisures itself, it doesn't benefit much. So however, by knowing that these 4 are the 4 non-leisures, 4 non-human non-leisures, then you think about it, then it becomes beneficial.
他讲的生活当中是，说让他出家了，说让他出家了，生活当他看他们过把西啊，没嘛也没过把西，他让你，看他鸟我吧，人多人不多，让你鸟我来见多见不多，看他，是吧？他说了出家了生活当中的，他讲的一段呢，说让定了出了家伙的，说定了出家完呢，说的去就让你给发布了，那让你鸟我了，那就是鸟我来见多我们都，鸟我把人多我们都接不起了。鸟不可以把它打起来，当然鸟了见面的是鸟了，马接把它那么工作干的，马上比较那么也上不 ये संबंध कभी ना नवा वाला ची मधु नवा वाला चीना दुनिया खाती है अब दूसरों संगता है रुआ नवा में सुने ना से यारे संगता होती नवा वाला ची मधु नवा वाला चीना दुनिया खाती है नवा वाला ची मधु सा तासे सोला बाज को नवा वाला ची मधु मलिगे मिगलिगे ची शास नवा वाला ची मधु से ना सो ना जाओ समा
So it is by taking it to your mind and then you think about it and it becomes beneficial. So how do we think about it? How do we contemplate on these informations? So then when we talk about practice Dharma, so you have to link it to yourself. You have to relate it to yourselves. For example, these four non-human non-leisures. The first one is hell. So you relate it to yourself by asking yourselves, am I a hellish being or not? Am I a being born in hell or not? So then you ask yourselves, you investigate in this way, then you come to a certainty that I'm not a hell being and I'm not born in a hell. Then all these are due to the great kindness of lamas and the three jewels that I'm able to take a rebirth that I'm born as a human being. So and then you think about this. You think about through thinking in this way, then you generate delight.
nwa wala ची मधु से ना ची वाला मगे कटिंग ठीक होता तो वाला मगे दी कटिंग आती है ले संबंध साग कटिंग के लगे ना kada nwa wala ची मधु nwa wala ची ना दुनिया रंग से बंद हो गया ये है तो काम बस तो काम बस nwa wala ची मधु तो तो पे तो ना माला सुन खावा हुआ वो दिखे बच्चे
Lama kunjugi katin so so ngang so so
kunjung का lama वो पीछे वाला lama ये वो से कटिंग के लगे wala ची so they check out in the little chewa the rules are what
yeah. So all these, I'm not born in hell, or I'm not a hell being. I'm not a hellish being is because it's due to the kindness of Lama and the three jewels, and also the good karma that I've accumulated in the past, or accumulated by the past self. All due to this kindness that I have obtained this special human body that I am able to practice Dharma. If not, if I were to born as a hell being or born in a hell, then I will experience intense suffering and I have no opportunity to practice Dharma. So through thinking in this way, then all these are due to the kindness and due to the kindness of lamas, etc., and the past self, then I'm able to obtain this special body, then you generate delight.
well that depends so no wala ma che ba ka wa ji ko sa that le ba ji na tin do da ji ba da ka wa ko na na ma che ba no na ma ni ka di kun ka di ye da la ma che ba ke wa ma ge ni chi ka di chi wa ma di ka di da wa ka di da la ma kun ka di da no wa da tin do wa ha che ri mo wa ta di chi wa da che ri mo wa ta ha che ri mo la che asu ka di ti wa che wa ma so chi la ma re ri ni nya wa da ni da tin do la re ri ni che na ha che ri wa che ba che这个是么机会呢？你去个国家早晚的路，我那边你习惯了，那个马基本你上不去拖路啥，嘿，那我没去的，我那马林巴你接不接不的？
지가 난다.
我习惯的，是吧？
So then you gradually think about that I'm not born. I was not born as an animal, or I did not born in the animal. I wasn't born in the animal realm. So then, if I were to born as an animal realm, do I have any opportunity to practice Dharma or not? Then you come to a certainty that I wasn't born as an animal being, and I'm not born as an animal being. I wasn't born in the animal realm, and then you come to a certainty. You come to this certainty, then you generate delight by thinking that I have obtained a special body that is free from these states, and all these are due to the kindness of lamas, three jewels, and the kindness of past selves that I have accumulated good karma in the past. That's why I did not born in the animal realm. So then you're thinking in this way, then you generate delight. Then you after this, then you think about I wasn't born in the hungry ghost. I wasn't born as a hungry ghost and also in the hungry ghost realm. Then thinking about whether do I have any opportunity to practice Dharma or not if I were to born in those realms. Then again, you generate delight. Then and gradually, then you think about the fourth points, which is the fourth point of non-human, non-leisure, which is born as a long life God. Then again, you think that I was not born as a long life God or in that realm, then I have to obtain this special body, then you generate delight.
오, 되지와. 나라 거니 나라 상관이. 나라 스스로라니. 예, 예. 미만이 먹고 예. 진짜. 예서도 가서 미만이 먹고 시다 타니. 한다. 먹고 시다 자니. 가서 예. 대성도 미리디 치버디 거리로 모두 미리디 성부지와 성부지 토디에. 어디서자 우리는 진짜 상관이로 예. 미만이 먹고 시다 자도스. 대시다 자와 송자 대시라 마치고 송자 알아 대화 상부 아 취지에 뭐네 뭐가 들어가셔 그래서 좋아 대시불로 지난 거는 더 취지에 뭐가 싸우는 게 있어 사진이 봐 신발 찍고 좋아 사진
So you practice in relation to these points by relating to yourself that I wasn't born in any of these. I wasn't born in any of these four realms, I wasn't born in any of these four realms, or I have attained this special human body, good basis that is free from these four non-human, non-leisures. So you think in this way that I've obtained this special human body, good basis that is free from four non-human, non-leisures. So since I wasn't, and because of not being born in any of these four realms, or states, therefore I'm very fortunate for the opportunity to practice Dharma and develop certainty in your mind.
어디 수어도 미만이 먹고 가시다 가기 미 먹고 가시다 미 먹고 가시 담보 미 먹고 가시는 게 소아이다 아무로와 아무 미 먹고 가시다 가르스나 로다지데 미 먹고 갔다 다 담보 맞으신 로다지지 이질라 자이까 메발라 제 자이까 메발 좋아 자이까 메발 니로와 이질라 한코다 라로를 지원이 지츠그로와 한코다 라로 지원 이 지르즈네 숨바게 되지 뭐 먹어 봐 숨바게 다 시바다 다 레시쿠바 명바 루아라서 숨아츠고와 레시쿠바 명바 루아 그때서 지르즈네 간다 시바 뭐 먹어 봐 시티
So the next group is four human non-leisures. So to identify these four human non-leisures, they are, as you can see on the screen, to be born as one who adheres to wrong view, or you can say who possess wrong view. Then the second one is in a land lacking the victor's words. The second one. Third one is born as a barbarian in some border region. And the last one is to be born as foolish or stupid. So to be born as foolish or stupid, this also includes other incomplete sense power, such as being blind or being deaf. So the four human non-leisures are wrong view, lacking victor's word, barbarian in some border region, foolish or stupid.
타마도 뭐 먹고 봐 시도 그래서 앞에서 딱 되고 지는 예수 바지 무다와 뭐 먹고 봐 시도 간다고 항상 다도 속에 아 뭐를 여봐 지와 뭐 먹고 딱 미마이 먹고 봐 시도 뭐 그걸 항상 하면서 도와 뭐 먹고 봐 시도 나 간다 뭐다 제다 제이까 매봐 한국다 라로를 제와 도와 한국은 진짜야만 제가 들리죠 네 지금 근사들라 나는 뭐마 이게 진짜야 그때라 한국에서 뭐와 하고 다 되는 집이 가다 되는 라로스 이니 집이 줘야 된다 됐었다 이니 집으로 하는가 어디래 어저 레시피 봐 그런 거 와서 그래서 이게 지금 다 리길라 제스나 나간다 뭐 먹고 가시게 무슨 와
So you should have all these points, these four these four human non-leisures in your mind, just like how you memorize the four non-human non-leisures, you should always have these informations in your mind for these four non-human and four human non-leisures. So these four human non-leisures are wrong view or have wrong view, and then the second one is lacks with Victor's words. And then the third one is as a barbarian in some border region. So border regions refer to place where there is no sound of Dharma can be heard. Where there is no sound of Dharma can be heard are border regions. And then as a barbarians are those being or those person born in those places. And they are called barbarians. Border regions are places where there is no sound of Dharma can be heard. And then barbarians are those beings born in those regions. Then they are called barbarian. So this is the third point. And then the last one is born as a foolish or stupid. So foolish or stupid, and that also includes being deaf and blind and so forth.
我理解了吧？我都说了这家的，我都说了这家的，所以我们习惯了嘛，你懂了？然后呢，老大姐话同步老大姐，那是说老大姐认同我的结巴结巴的，那老大姐嘛应该家的话，但是呢，老大是话的，叫我那些开门那个，叫我那些开门，不叫开门那个，来就的开门那个，我就说老大姐，我的老大姐，老大姐是吧？老大姐，啊，对了，人们都是他是说哇，老大姐的人们都，但是你叫我那些开门是，你来的开门是，哇，你工作的开门是，我跟你说的，老大姐是呢，啊那，这完了的老大姐呢，他去这国要嘛的，去国开门我嘛了，哇，我在这里嘛的，他是说哪里的人，老大姐的人们都我说，哇，就那么跟你叫我大姐去吧，那去哇，我就跟你叫我们。个里边的老大姐，哇，
So again, in relation to these four human non-leisures, the first one is who adheres to wrong view or who has wrong view or who possess wrong view. So then you relate it to yourself whether I am a person who adheres to wrong view or not. Then one can be very sure, 100% sure that I'm not a person who adheres to wrong view because I do accept I do accept the present and future lives, three jewels, the existence of three jewels, and also make cause and effect. I do accept those. Therefore, I'm 100% sure that I'm not a person who adheres to wrong view because those who adheres to wrong view, they do not accept that there is past and future lives. They do not accept the existence of three jewels. And then they also do not accept make cause and effect. So since I do accept all of this, then I'm 100% sure I'm not a person who adheres to wrong view. Then if I uh, if I uh, if I do not accept this those past and present, past and future lives, treat the existence of three duals, and also karmic cause and effect, then I will not accept Dharma at all. And since I do not accept Dharma at all, I will not have any opportunity to practice Dharma.
我当我这边，当我大姐嘛，你把当我这长毛的片子，有的长毛的几个在把这老大姐嘛，你把写过是吧？写过长毛，对，你全部的你就来背，就来把你自己来记的，我都会了吧？你说啥？那老大姐人们，老大姐们一个大样子在说背，那不是大样子。而且你们老大姐呢，那这个搞，你去别，我把找你们都是，是吧？这我没办法过吧？那你让自己的。我感觉没得事，而且你大家我感觉呢，解决方面是啊，我感觉是问题。那这如果我就我就大家，如果什么东西，他我就会吧，哪里在我就问的，我那老大这里边呢，搞找你们，我嘛一般是说，呀，那个就是啥的，
So when we meditate on Lamrim or when we do reflective meditation on Lamrim, then this is how we do the meditation. So in relation to when we do meditations on this point about non-leisures and especially these human non-leisures, then you ask yourselves, and if if I were a person who possess wrong view or adheres to wrong view, then I would not have any opportunity to practice Dharma at all. So so fortunate that I wasn't born. I'm not a person who adheres to wrong view. So and so then through thinking in this way, then you generate delight. Then you can also sure. Then you are also sure that I say, yeah, you're also certain that all your Dharma friends, your other Dharma friends, they are not persons who adhere to wrong views as well. You can understand this as well because they do study and practice the Dharma. So then, through thinking in this way, you generate delight. So this is how you do meditations on Lamrim or reflective meditation on Lamrim.
하면서 니바들다. 니바들 가서 야이가 왜 맞지? 그런 니바들 보고 니바들과 그러니 그냥 야이 maybe 이게 급선 나서 좀 개발인도 뭐도 왜 맞지? 와 제이가 매번 가다 들어가 니기나니 니가서 돼. 니가도 뭐요 와 산진지들랑 마크 효과받으라 미국가서 와 산진지들랑 마비 효과받으라 미국가 산진지들랑 피도 효과받으라 유메가 봐서 유메가 봐서 대신 좋아 다 저가다 니가 니시네 니가 되잖아 마 이거 계속 마 이거 계속 진짜 까디 수수배 미리 대신 더 봐이나 산진지들랑 유메가 받다 저 가볼 좀 미리 대기 내도 와이나요 산진지들랑 비비 뭐 주로 산진지들랑 maybe during couple of African check up children, pick up children. Not database, Sunday detail of baby, what you only been jelly. You'll be dealing with the so they got you be plan. We have some good so they got you by to they don't want to come out what they got you be to with this it's with the children so it is so that Jay never tried. 누가 받았지 무슨 네가 지금도 가서 누가 받았지 도 맞아 맞아 네가 받았지 무슨 내 하고 뭐 지금도 제가 누가 받았지 무슨 네가 여기서 지었지 어디 하고 와 어디 나서 속에 내가 유비 디지털 딱 누사 앞에 유비 디지털 서서 다 양서서 들은 거 하고 와
And the second point is lacking the victor's words. So lacking the victor's words, then again, you relate it to yourself. Then you ask yourselves, or you observe, or you examine whether did I born in a were I born at a time where there is Buddha words or victor's words or not. So when we talk about eons, then there are two eons. There are two types of eons. One is eons of darkness, eon, and then the second one is the eon of light, or bright eon, or eon of light. So, and if we were to say dark eons or eons of darkness, it refers to a time where Buddha has not come to the world. And when we talk about the bright eon or the eon of light, then it refers to a time where Buddha has come to the world. So, and between these two, dark eon and eon of light, and dark eons is comparatively longer. It's much longer than the eon of light. So even if one were to obtain a human body, however, it will be still very difficult to obtain a human body in the eon of light. So then you think that I have obtained a human body during the eons of light. So then you generate delight in yourself about being born during about being born in the eons of during the eons of light, and I've obtained this human body during this eon of light. Then you generate delight, and I think that I'm very fortunate.
that was difficult. I want to me mukuma ni ma swa ni ba de ka me ba ni de me swa da ni ha si ja wa su ba ma su ja le ro la ni ta me ni le mo ma ma pe je ka yin me ka ba ti ti ki la ma ki wala su ki wala chas pa ya sa ki shi da wa
So keep this in your mind. So by relating it to yourself that I wasn't born during the eons of darkness, that instead I'm born I've obtained this human body during the eons of light. So and then you generate the light. Yeah, and keep this way of meditation in your mind. Then the third human non-leisure is as a barbarian in some border region. So in relation to the third point, as a barbarian in some border regions, so first we look at this part. So in some border region, so border regions is a place where Buddha Dharma has not spread to, or is a place where there's no sound of Dharma can be heard. So those are border regions. So was I born in was I born in the border region or not? So then you investigate, you examine, and then you investigate. So you ask yourself these questions. Then, and if I were to born in a place where the Dharma cannot be, where there is no sound of Dharma can be heard, then don't mention about practicing Buddha Dharma, because we always talk about if you want to practice Dharma, you need to first listen to the Dharma, right? So if you or listen to the Dharma or hear the Dharma teachings first. So if there is no Dharma, if there is no sound of Dharma at all, then don't mention about practicing it, because you don't even have the first part of it. So don't mention about the later part. So then you ask yourselves, was I born in a was I born in border region or not? Then again, you come to a certainty that I wasn't born in a border region. So one can be very sure that I wasn't born in a border region, because especially now that we are in the midst of discussing Buddha Dharma, so we know that I wasn't born in a border region.
mesa era la tangi ko millalo generation kake machine lo ta lando ni kake machine be machine millalo be sinjila tsewa cheba ina yapo shidari eseni gidi o neba chibi ina yapo rese gidi ma ku ina yapo rese gidi so ta lalo chisiwa.
So as a barbarian, as I mentioned just now, those beings born in place where there is no sound of dharma, or there's the sound of dharma cannot be heard, then those beings are called barbarian. So, and not only I say it doesn't limit to just those beings born in the border region, and those beings who do not have any regard for duos, the three duos, and who do not have any regard for karmic cause and effect, or who do not accept karmic cause and effect, and those who thinking that harming other sentient beings is good, and those who regard being violent is good, and those who regard fighting in a family or fighting between family members is good. And then those who say, or those who think that stealing is good, and those beings are also considered as considered to be barbarian. So basically, in a general context, we also sometimes we use this word in a harsh way. Is like, "Oh, you are a barbarian," so means that you are a person who do not understand the objects of the abandonment and objects of adoptions. So if one were to born as a barbarian, then there is no opportunity. One will not have any opportunity to practice dharma, because your life will be full of conflicts.
我他过的那路情况，他过的那路情况，那人爸妈多大就是他你把这一个没发现，为了嘛，这些level，上级那是这一个没把他妈的，上级进来批评，到你把去开赛了话，他这一个没把的话，你们把上级进来批评，到你把去开赛的，啊，这去开完营长，啊，点嘛这缺早你妈的，缺早你妈的，把最后点了，你把一个他我点了学赛的话，如果点了几百呢，缺学个高啊。Nevertheless, Yomaris, Dema, so Daikawa, the Chiba in the Sudo of Nation, Yapo, some Usuga, Tiwa, that me, Lalota, Chitasa, Maiba, Lalo Chita, Uncle, the Jiwa Maiba, Chitasa, Roa, Chita, Chiba in the son, I did no much.
So in relation to the second and the third point, in a land lacking the biggest words, then you relate it to yourself, your examine, and then you come to a certainty that I wasn't born in a land lacking the biggest words. Or another way of saying this is, I was born during the eons of light, where Buddha has come to the world, and I wasn't born as a barbarian in border regions as well, because if I were to born in a border region, I would not have any opportunity to practice dharma. So I'm very fortunate that, generate light in your mind that I'm very fortunate that I wasn't born in a land lacking the biggest words, or as a barbarian in a border region. So none of us understand. None of us were born as a barbarian, or born in some border region. So this is something that we can, be sure of. So the fourth point is to be born as foolish or stupid. So as mentioned just now, foolish or stupid, and this also includes being born deaf, or So as a deaf person or as a blind person, so foolish or stupid also means that also those who do not understand the objects of options and objects of abandonment. So if one were to born having these unconducive conditions, being born as foolish or stupid, and also being deaf and also being blind, then it will be very difficult for such being to practice Dharma.
뭐 들어와. 하여튼 소다가 또 가면서는 들어와. 다 실, 대샤오데. 렘바스 와다 가서 딱 가서 그래서 이원을 계속 이주 공부를 렘바스에 그 이주 공부를 계속 봐. 나도 생각에 그 랑도가 추가는 게 때문이나 소소의 상황을도 상호다야는 와. 근데 야보에서 이제 도와레스는 데리트가 재미지. 기본 재미지 이 이원을 계속 그래서 렘바스 와. 이원을 계속 그래서 그러면 우버서나 그 뭐가 싶 그거는 싶어.
마음이
谢米谢，我谢米那么谢，那么谢不多了，我是的，是吧？是吧？我在等地，就是另外的俺都去些，俺北国个，这个来搞不的是，是吧？去找我的老没些吧，那没些吧，等地的，对不对？传达两百多呢。
講到嗰個時間咧，記者寫埋拖把電做
我再去就把多了，再去的話的，
那記者寫拖把電做完啦。
这些嘛，对吧？
當記者寫拖把，
这对吧？这些嘛，宣传图嘛，对吧？宣傳圖嘛，
冇錯，
宣傳圖嘛的。啊，有嘛有嘛呢？去你的去了，这个小对干了，去对去了，好像干了个意思，是吧？啊，龙王爷，我们的技术班呢？是吧？那我们的你我们的技术班呢？得让俺说去，那么写点就完了，送了写点，送了就完了。送了上去送了就完了，拉米写点就完了。我那时候怎么对，就学到了考学的是，你给我们了就学是吧？你给我们了这个，我那时候怎么的？那些说蓝巴的、白的、蓝巴的，那我们那那等下那借我们了就学，或者的借我们了就学的，我们了就学的，借我们了就学完了学嘛都是，你给我们了就学完了。네, 송로게 라미리 시렌제 왔다. 송로 이제 뭐 말했어. 송로 신제 와. 송로 저 이거 말. 내용 몰랐지. 주말에 자자야 자자야 갈래 쉬고 와. 그래서 그리라 맞지. 그리라 제요. 그런가. 송로 와. 아마 들리 맞지 못해요. 와. 아무 뜻이 와.
So in Nagarjuna, in the letter to a friend, it says to be born as foolish or stupid. So the first word, foolish. So foolish refers to those whose mental sense power is impaired. Those whose mental sense powers are impaired. So means that they are unable to differentiate the good from the bad, and they are unable to think about, even though if someone taught the person the objects of adoptions and objects of abandonment or give teachings to the person, and the person cannot understand it, cannot think about it, cannot contemplate those teachings, and then those are called foolish. Those their mental sense powers are impaired. Then or stupid. So stupid is translated as stupid, and then sometimes it's also translated as mute. Mute. So it means that their tongue sense power are impaired. So it means that they are unable to talk about Dharma, they are unable to recite scriptures, and then they are unable, basically they are unable to talk about or speak or recite those scriptures or Dharma teachings, and those are the mute. Sometimes stupid is also translated as mute. It means that their tongue sense powers are impaired. And that also includes deaf. So deaf means that their ear sense powers are impaired. They are unable to hear the sound of Dharma. And also the being blind. So blind means that their eye sense power are impaired. They are unable to see pictures. They are unable to meet or see the face. They are unable to meet with their meet their lamas or see their lamas, and they are unable to see their lamas. So means that one is not, one wasn't born as a fool or stupid. Another way of another translation for stupid is mute, and then that also includes not born as not being deaf and not being blind as well.
那就普通嘛，这个啥？他说韩国的老板嘛，就我一个人，他上进几天了，我买个上进几天了，开完题了，就话就讲打赛季来接，去打赛季，上进几天了，配备，你记得接吧，一那样，上次两把的，我两把了接吧，一那呀，我给你来介绍了哇，很挺嘛的，所以说，让到早那些吧，两把古巴老师吧，对不起，看这老些呢，没写的，你记得接吧，一那，你去接，爸爸要嘛的，是吧？爸爸要嘛的。때 만다 개 많이 벌어 내가 많이 봤어서 리니지 비셔로 여거지 소소 감지 소소 리니지 비셔로 여거지라 이제와서다 세상에서 뭐래 자 정말 아마 멤버도 국가 연합에 리니지 비셔로 내서 그냥 무슨 와 어디로 내봐 이제라 제가이나 산디 비켜라 제가지 다사 이바지라 이바지 리지라 bila sudo lemba kuba yang maji cheba ina ko yo marwa ko yo marwa o da tu ji yam mu da nda mai ba na sudo la ni ji bi shero yo ga ji la ma la jan ni to ngam ka ni che tu sa sudo da wa
So in relation to the second and third human and non-leisures, then if someone were to born in a land, so if someone were to born in a land where there is where Buddha has, sorry, if someone were to born during a time where Buddha has come to the world, and if someone was born in a place where Buddha Dhamma has spread to, and however, if one were to born as fully or stupid, so stupid can be translated as mute, and also for incomplete sense powers, then one is not regarded as a fortunate being to be able to practice Dharma. So we generate delight in this way, thinking that I was born during the time where Buddha has come to the world. I was born in a place where Buddha Dhamma has spread to, and I was born having the intelligence to differentiate the good from the bad. So I'm very fortunate that I have the opportunity to practice Dharma, and all these are due to the kindness of my Lama, rituals, and also processes.
那我都参谋不过去，因为我们那些的学生是吧？以后的学生，那都参谋不过去，这个好很多是，马这个是基本多是，他马这个有的，对吧？本来这样的人对吧？基本多是那种，什么天灵位吧？什么方面？这个的找啊，什么天灵位吧？你马那个有的是这样对的。
Yeah, so all of us. So all of us are free from these 8 non-leisures. So, I say none of us have any of these non-leisures, right? So, or any of you think that you have these non-leisures. So, if any of you think that you have any of these non-leisures, then please, you can tell me.
有什么情况？在对的，木工吧，那木工吧是几枚的哇？那怎么搞的？你怎么给那个哇？给那个名呢？名是老师是吧？就说木工呗，你觉得他有上马的是老远呢？大家老师是吧？老师是这些吧？这些不对。哦，那我从你觉得我是怎么的？木工的那觉得是吧？木工的这木工吧呢？那确切的。 那等到都确切个木空把它找啊，确切空把，哎，确切空的是不罗的，是吧？不在这里的，那木空把这个怎么找的话，我这个事情没有啊。
So I think all of us can agree, right? So all of us are free from the 8 non-leisures. So if any of you think that you are not free from these 8 non-leisures, then please so you can voice it out and then also explain it with reason. So if no, then I guess, so if no, then meaning, then all of us are free from eight non-leisures. So free from eight non-leisures means that we are free from non-leisures of practicing Dharma. So we are free from non-leisures to practice Dharma. So another way of saying this is we have leisures to practice Dharma.
chimba kashi de mokuba ji zigo da mokuba ji chimba kashi de da sanji
그거는 이마에는 님이고
chimba kashi de ni da urese da da ne 신지 니스다 de mokuba la da sanji de su ya ran do ne sanji de do ne no do ne parece desna 신지 de ji de mokuba la so mokuba ji o de ni ji de ade da ma shu wa 다들 무고바 레 고바 데 내가 내가 쉬고요. 다들라 소소 맞지 마이나.
So in Buddha's scriptures, the Vinaya text, it says if how say yeah. So since one possessed since one possessed
난 나잖아. 친신 무고바 뭐지?
임박하시게 누가 나올라 대신
라바레 나잖아. 나 산지가 숨어는 봐. 야 쉬고를 산지를 쉬고를 것이. 그 산지를 쉬고를. 나 산지 누가 산다.
Yeah, so some householders they say this to Buddha. This is recorded in the Vinaya text, saying that these householders, let's say we have family affairs. So we have family affairs, therefore there are 9. This is the 9 non-leisure.
하여튼 그거도 관리 샤워를 했으나 그것도 때 이제 감가도 친구기 샤워 아빠 이제 땅이야 이게 땅 봐이나 그거 때가 말아 와서 해서 그거 다 되어서 그거 그봐 내가 그거 제와 그거 제도 다스려와 그거 다 맞아야 되는가 이거 스타디 되는가 이거 스와 나한테는 그거에 친지 들으다 된 그거 나와서 오지 이놈이 아무도 배 친지 내가 나에게 샤워 친지 내가 샤워 얘가 그거 건데 봐이나 그러면 그거 차와있어 그거 다 맞아 그랬어.
So even though we are free from these 8 non-leisures, however, there is a danger that we are not freed from the 9th non-leisure. So the 9th non-leisure is, as recorded in the Buddhist scripture, Vinaya text, that one possess householders' affairs or family affairs. So it means that if you spend all of your time on family matters or family affairs, or on those activities that will distract you, then yes, one is not free from the 9th non-leisure.
그거도 말씀도 시스라 이제 말을 시스 말씀도 시스기가 있다. 그러니까 나는 친구 지다 되비
마심로도
네. 그거도 말도 왔다. 그거도 말도 왔지.
So I exhort all of you to not overcome or fall under to not overcome by the 9th non-leisure. So I exhort all of you to not overcome by this 9th non-leisure.
무겁게 제가 자처럼 나도 삼아 자라 계속 주는 메시와 무겁게 제가 자라 계속 주는 메시 그거 맞다 산지기 수가 누가 순간에 제가 내가 뜻이 좋아 제가 내가 뜻이 우레스 계속도 제가 그렇게 가지 모르겠다.
Yeah, so I exhort all of you not to be overcome by the 9th non-leisure. So I say there's no doubt that all of us are free from the 8 non-leisures. However, we have to be careful with the 9th non-leisure.
但对嘛就没空把鸡巴去查给人家有的是，把鸡巴去查给人家有的，这顶上哪个啥？ 你看有的是，我跟我就把起了，你看看就是呢，我说对，什么打完接，没接的打完对上我也不学不进特点吧，那样，这早晚你能毛住呢？没空吧？也是看他，上去给把节目毛就是那个，对，没空没接的可以，咋全部的理解了，接完哪里哇？那样，这早晚你能毛住吧？那，没空吧？那也是的，空吧，就把对的呀的。
And also, in my opinion, then there is a danger that we are not free from the 10th non-leisure. So, according to many great scholars or great adepts, they say that even if one has obtained this special basis, this good basis, or possess the 8 leisures, and if we do not practice Dharma at all, if we do not accomplish Dharma at all, and that itself is also considered a non-leisure. So I regard it as a 10th non-leisure.
对的哇，那这些当然我看到，我当我做木工被解决的找了，我做太松没吧，就从嘛找的些，但从嘛平时有些我觉得哇，当木工被头发天啊，看到哇，忙着我去，木工被头发我的忙着，但等俺做手头钱啊，木工被头发等俺做手头钱，那木工被几百天我的嘛是俺做手头钱，是，这俺做手头钱的些。对的，话记得的，我说木工被上这个嘛，虽然叫木工被解决的，干啥的啥的哇。有点干啥太少门就是，你那当俺这个手头接的，木工比国外的木工比几百天王的那个应该有点事，别的忙多俺说上了，对，手头接都是哇。
So we are free from the 8 non-leisures as taught by the Buddha. So this is there is no doubt about it. And however, we ourselves have to be very careful with the 9th and also 10th non-leisure. So we have to make sure that we do not fall under we are not overcome by this 9th and 10th non-leisure, and because these two are still obstacles.
我的是哇，当我说木工比进阶的找我，那打我接是对的，木工比进阶的找一段，人家的找一段，满意不的，那打我去打我木工嘛，满意不是的，去把空吧，等到这了吧，等到这打我去是吧？我的木工比进阶的找一段，那打我去，是这样的是吧？打我接是嘛，是搞笑的，新的关键是就是的，搞笑的，他动了说打我接搞笑的，很不错，是的。把手老外就是的，方面进结果得到怕，但你别打啊，去是吧？是吧？我就想把手的时候，是吧？
Yeah. So we have these 8 leisures to practice Dharma because we are free from these 8 non-leisures of practicing Dharma. So in our way of saying this is we are free from these 8 non-leisures. Therefore, we have the leisures, or we have the 8 leisures to practice Dharma. So even though these 8 leisures are not explicitly explained as the classes to be opposed or class to be opposed, and however, you can understand that it belongs to the class to be opposed through reading these words that when you are free from these, you're free from these, then you have the leisure to practice Dharma. So these 8 leisures belongs to the category of class to be opposed, or it belongs to the class to be opposed.
我这是当然说木工没进阶的找我这句话，这个接了我做这么写的，反正我写了哇，反正我的写的我做，全拿到地图吧了，是我当不的生活了哇，当不懂个地图了，全拿到地图吧了，你该进木工没，你接着找我去读，也是全拿到地图吧了，是吧？该进，那木工没接着打啥了哇，没事，找你了，全拿到地图吧了，你该进木工没。你个进门上你给他打话读也是吧？一定要打话去。别上去等着，一定是别上去读嘛也是，别上去读嘛的，经济上经济，就说进我们那阶段打话去读的， 이제 가지고 그래. 저도 이제 무슨 놈 샤도 줘라. 누가 걸으셔거나 하고 네. 무슨 영화 누가 지치우게 그다. 니래고야. 이제 줘서 그런가. 지 비가 좀 니래고야. 니래 되는 것이다. 아. 이게 줘서 봐라. 이게 선수 줘서 니래고야. 선수 봐. 뭐 니래고야. 그런 것이 하나서 최나다 좀 봐라. 나 이제 다 도와주고 있어. 예전지 유스 대단히 비슷했어. 딱 다른 곳은 진지 공부했어. 진지 취지 진지 취주의 취지 진지도 공부했어. 취지 진지도 가 안데 공부해서 장기 주지 뒤에 난그 진지 장지 뒤에 난그 진지가 다 들어가. 랑기 주지 뒤에 난그 진지가 좋아. 취지 진지의 장지 뒤에 난그 진지가 신지 뒤에 신 진지 아 신지 뒤에 신 진지가我经常回事。我上次呢，我就去读了，去我怎么读了？去了找我经济强度什么才是？我看看，经济强度的高啊，经济强度测。
So then the next one is 10 endowments. So 10 endowments is divided into two, 5 personal endowments and 5 endowments relate to others. They relate to others. So these endowments, so when we talk about these endowments, so we are sure that we are free from these 8 non-leisures, and these 8 non-leisures are unconducive conditions for practicing Dharma purely. So even if we are free from these 8 non-leisures, the unconducive conditions itself is not enough. So what else do we need? And we need to have the conducive conditions the conducive conditions of Dharma. So conducive conditions of Dharma can be divided into two again. So the five inner conducive conditions included within one's continuum, and five five outer conducive conditions that are included within others continua. So I repeat. So even though we are free from those unconducive conditions, the 8 non-leisures itself is not enough, and we still need the conducive conditions. What are and these conducive conditions can be divided into two: 5 inner conducive conditions included within one's continuum, and there are 5 outer conducive conditions included within others continua. So if we have these 10 conducive conditions, then we have all the conducive conditions to practice Buddha Dharma. So not only that we are free from the unconducive conditions for practicing Dharma, we have the complete conducive conditions for practicing Dharma. It's just like in general, we always talk about we need to purify the negative. We need to purify negative deeds, the unconducive conditions, and we need to accumulate merits, the conducive conditions.
我当年的当我跟去旅游的时候，后面念经去旅游的我，看到去那个就读罢了，看到当时学的那些后面渐渐的高自己嘛这个听见，那两句我反正我们学，不是话，能记得对，你看那个哪记得对？然后我说的也不得哪记得对，然后不得哪里了，他提点错坏事，就必须我是吧？记得也不对。我的，对了，
如果係斷咗，讓你要另一個要吧。
當然係錯過的，當然錯過的了，必須過。
So 5 personal endowments. 5 personal endowments also means that oneself must have the complete endowments. So 5 personal endowments means that oneself has those endowments. Or in other way of saying this is those endowments are related to oneself. Those endowments that those endowments are included within one's continuum. So 5 personal endowments means that one has the endowments, or one must have the endowments. Oneself has the endowment, and or other way of saying this is those endowments are included within one's continuum. So according to Asanga's theories grounds, it says human, born in the central land, complete powers, not having erred in extreme actions, faith in the sources. So these five are the five personal endowments in relation to each point that we are going to investigate or examine. I come to then. So Asanga's hero's ground, it says the first one is human. So humans refers to this special human body or special basis of human that possess six elements from the tantric perspectives. So and this special human body, even those bodhisattvas in Amitabha's Pure Land, Sukhavati, they also make prayers to be born as a human, to be born as a basis that possess to be born as a human that possess a special basis that has six elements from the tantric perspective in this world. So even those bodhisattvas in Amitabha's Pure Land, Sukhavati, they make prayers to be born in this world as a on the basis of a special human body, special human body. Yeah, so even they pray to obtain this special human body, because on this special human body or this basis, one can achieve the state of enlightenment in one lifetime. So we have done the investigation or examination in relation to the eight non-leisures, and now we examine in relation to the five personal endowments. So first point is human. So we not only not only that we have obtained the human body, we have obtained the special human body or the special basis of human body. So then the second one is born in a central land. So we need to examine in relation to the second personal endowment. First, I will explain what does it mean by born in a central land.
在有意思了，我都经常学到那个全自己往的写法当啊，全自己往的写法，全自己往的写法的，好吧？三自己往的写法，三自己吧，三才会这个讲，三自己往的写法的，全自己往的写法就送药的时候啊，送药的咱按照
信有的
是有意的写当的
啊，
全自就三自己往的写法去，
啥
三自全自己往的写法去，
缺字缺，哪有这个啥缺？
哦，全自己往的写法，全自己开始就，全自己往。自己往的写法是，
自然呢，差几个字
这
架子？
个基本，哇，基本的，
有在的咯。
有意思，差不多这个是其他基本上什么？我这俺说有意思的了，写到那是重要的时候啊，俺说写的，有自己往的基本这些也冇得，现在你的有个不多，是自己往的写说的，就自己往的写说这些个你有个给冇多啊，这些个冇多，俺说全自己往的写有意思，这些也是吧。
And when we talk about this central land can be explained in three. It can be explained from three perspectives. One is from the perspective of karma, and then the second one is from the perspective of place, and the third one is from the perspective of water. So, and among these three, I will explain the perspective of dharma because this is what we are mainly talking about, and the other two, there is no purpose of explaining it here.
我做全自己往的写法是能让你用到的是吧？用到的俺做全自己往的呢，你能拍嘛你，你能拍嘛你，我不能拍嘛你，你能拍嘛你，你可能把一脚啊，可能有啥子了啊？肯定有意思啥？就让俺就用到的效果是吧？
给龙泡嘛你，给年泡嘛你，
你能拍嘛你？
给年泡嘛你，
哦，对，你能拍嘛你的？
给年你，对，对了，
你能拍嘛你是吧？可能也是，可能没有。
或那么细，
也许有啥的有说了，那也许有啥个有的了，他看到有确实往是有意思，确实往是有意思，到到底这样用到都是这样的，对吧
？So from the perspective of Dharma, then in the common explanations regarding this central land is place where there is the female and male fully ordained. A place where there is uh, uh, fully ordained monks and nuns, where there is lay uh, male and female lay 给人以旁嘛，你也帮lay lay also the lay person, yeah. Sorry, I repeat. So this central land is a place where there is fully ordained monks and nuns, and where there is a male and female lay persons, and also four aspects of entourage. So a place where there is fully ordained monks and nuns, where there is a male and female lay person, and also four aspects of entourage, then that is a place. That place is called a central land, and this is explained in a common and general way.
但俺做点到多多的就是说，俺做点到多多的看到有意了，到界的有意思话的，俺做点到多多的，点到多多把写过的呢，龙点的时间千年有啥去？龙点的时间哇，龙点的时间一千年有啥去？哇，千年有啥去呢？
千年有啥？
千年有啥去呢？俺老爸说了，娘呢，接的有啥去？结果呢，有意了，这还差的是。
娘呢，千年有啥？
娘呢，接啥去？让你今天就要把你打死了哇！你今天说了，去年有啥当？我老爸说了，让你接有啥的？你这个戒掉呢？有意来戒掉，确实往前有意来戒掉，那哇！我这里就没把你呢，那确实往前有一条我们一直往前有趟过去，那有趟过的，你没把你呢？你没把你呢有趟过的，那有意来戒掉嘛？那我就上了当了，你希望有意传，是吧？农田的时间千年有啥了？有的，解决。我说，我老婆是娘的，就有的，是吧？我到这来接呢，那有来接的。
So born in the central land born in the central land in brief it refers to a place where they where they are those who explain and listen to the three pitakas, the three pitakas of scriptures, and also those who practice the path, the three trainings. So I repeat. So born in the Central Land, in brief, it refers to a place where there are those who explain and listen to the three pitakas, scriptures, and place where there are those who practice the path, the three trainings. So if one were to born in a place where these are not present, then that place is not to be called as a Central Land, because that place will be called a border region, the place that we mentioned just now.
当然就你个唱歌，你唱当我做了，是吧？唱就当我的些嘛别唱，而且你把自己，有的一般大家唱多啊，有的那个等到多少台，别的事情去年要赛期了，让爸爸自己娘嘞要他自己给他接到手上，我就有了接的是他嘛，是吧？有了接嘛，他的就按照你唱的是吧
？So in relation to the 5 personal endowments, we have the first 2 already. So we are born as a human, and we were born in the Central Land. In brief, the Central Land is a place where there are those who explain and listen to the scriptures, the three pitakas, and there are those who practice the path, the three trainings. So we have the first 2 personal endowments.
我的，上来这人就送把头啊，那人就送把头，王八唱啊，是对的吧？王八唱啊。他的这样工人怕继续在，但是怕这样简单搞出来是吧？我们唱完的，送把的人就送把的。
So the third personal endowment is complete powers. So this probably has already covered in previous explanation.
但是古的什么呢？去多了，我们唱完的给节目学的是，里面呢，那里写的一个咱通通嘛的是，是吧？里面吧呢，比如我们的进修就吧呢，里面呢，那里写到一个。이게 사실 소라라서 그래서 시티에 이게 지야 포토고 말했어. 포토고 말와 포토고 말했어. 네? 나와 매와이나 나 용보나 지시 나와면나 아 치지자 자와니 되도 말했어. 와. 다 지 매와이나 지로 지 용보나 지후바이나 소로로 두고 말했어. 바로 산지 소로즈 또 두고 말해. 마두고 말와. 와. 다 이 용보나 다시 시원하지 지후바이나. 아. 니디 랑도. 와나. 와나 같은 거 보이는 시기 말이스. 뭐나 지휘자들와 뭐나 대파 도시에서 늦은 양상하자스네 같은 거 보이는 시도 말이스. 나처럼 가서 한번 나가서 좀 해봐이나. 취해야 그때 외진 쉬고 시작하고 그래. 취해야 이게 너무요 말이스. 와. 나가서 어떻게 해봐이나. 취해야 이게 좀 때문에 어떻게 해야 강이 못했어. 와. 뭐 드리 소장 다 간다. 왕부 정말
Regarding the complete powers, regarding the complete powers, then, for example, if one is blind or where there's no eyes, or another way of saying this is when one's eyes sense powers are impaired, then we will not be able to see one's lama, and we are unable to read or see those syllables or words in the Buddha scriptures. And if one ear sense powers are impaired, then one will not be able to hear the sound of Dharma. And if one's tongue sense power is impaired, then one will not be able to speak, and one will not be able to read Buddha scriptures or recite Buddha scriptures. And if one's mind's mental power is impaired, then one will not be able to differentiate the virtues from negativities. One is unable to understand the objects of adoptions and abandonment. Another way of saying this is the objects of abandonment and object to be discarded. And if one do not have 4 limbs, legs and hands, then it will also become unconducive conditions, because one will not be able to find conducive conditions or to obtain conducive conditions for Dharma.
당번이봐. 아, 내려와. 수반 상사로와. 다 시바 들어와. 다 시바도 레지 타서 그래 레지 타. 이거 레지 타.
So we have the first three personal endowments already. Then the fourth one is not having earth in extreme actions.
아, 레지 타서 건지고 그러나 연다시 레지 타서도 영계다 타발 거야. 레지 타서 영계다 타발 거야. 영계스나 지바로 타바스나 타.
레지 타서
레지 타서 뭐 레지 타서 영계다 타발 거야. 그래서
보여야 돼.
영계다 거야. 그래서
Yep.
좋아. 다른 것도 간디샤고스나 레지 타를 넣어봐서 그래서 와. 레지 타를 넣어봐서. 레지 타를 넣어봐서 가르스나 어떻게 삼회 해봐서. 삼회기 레사 수속에서 보다 이게는 삼회기 예시를 주봐. 이게는 그 리체도 주봐. 이 집에 예 두자 그 리사 중요나. 다 쓰인들라 간다. 카바토야기 로아 카바토바기 레 로바 예스 카바토야기 레 로바 레지 파 모스 레지 파 카바토야 레지 파서 카바로와 레지 파 토야기 로바 예스 파자깔을 가보 예스 레지 파 레지 타를 로바스나 카바토바리 로바 카바토바리 로비나 레지 타고 연락들 로아 레지 파서 타바를 구하지 다 처음에 시에바다 이제는 제대로 봐. 이제 내년 받은 비싸도 왜나 세대로 하자면 저거터만 내지 탄 동안 해서 내지 한 거. 어디를 저들이 자원이 뭐야?
주중아 지가 시험을 까마수. 주중아랑 지가 시험을 까마수. 맞아. So not having earth in extreme actions. First, we talk about these extreme actions. So extreme actions in Tibetan is called legita. So legita can be translated in two ways. One is extreme actions, as we see on the text, and then the second one is aims of actions. So extreme actions or aims of actions. So these aims of actions can be understood to be the nirvana or liberation. So aims of legita in Tibetan can be translated in two ways, right? One is extreme actions, another one is aims of actions. So these aims of actions means that means nirvana or liberation, aims of action. So not having earth in extreme actions, in other way of saying this is turn away from. Not having earth can also be translated as turn away from the aims of action. So turn away means that if one were to turn away from aims of actions, means that if one were to accumulate those the amount of 5 immediate retribution, other way of saying this is 5 heinous crimes. So if one were to accumulate a karma of 5 immediate retribution, then or even cause others to do, then one has turned away from achieving aims of action, liberation. So this is how you understand this not having earth in extreme actions in another way. So not having earth in extreme actions, another way of understanding this is turn away, having turned away from the aims of actions. So it means that if one were to create a negative karma of 5 heinous crime, for example, then one has turned away from achieving the aims of actions. Yeah. Yeah, so today is a national day, so it's a holiday. So then I will stop here so everyone can enjoy your holiday. So regarding this, I will stop here. So regarding these 8 leisures and 10 endowments is a very important point for us to put more time to discuss about it. So we should have more discussions about it between ourselves. And also, it is because it is basis upon which we practice Dharma. So we should put more time to discuss about it. So it will be beneficial for those newcomers or those who first time hearing about it or learning it, then to understand better. And also it serve as a very good reminder for those senior students. Review class. Regarding these 8 leisures and 10 endowments, please ask more about it in your review class. Dedication in brief. We dedicate these roots of virtue to the flourishing of Buddha Dharma and to the excellent happiness of all sentient beings. And we also dedicate these roots of virtue to all upholders of Buddha's teaching, mainly His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to live eons long, to have excellent health, and may all their enlightened activities and holy wishes be accomplished instantaneously and spread in all their direction. And in particular, we dedicate these roots of virtue to our beloved teacher, Gyaltsen Lama Zopa Rinpoche. May the unmistaken reincarnations of Rinpoche be swiftly returned and continue to turn the wheel of Dharma for the sake of teachings and sentient beings, so that we will have the opportunity to return to the profound teachings from Rinpoche again. We also dedicate these roots of virtue to the world peace. May excellent happiness prevail in the world. May wars, conflicts, disaster, natural disaster, diseases, pandemic be pacified immediately. Savye wadi tendang zhuwa konglang kangbe lang ke wadi zhe lo zang zha ma yi ti mi li bu ri do se jie shu sen chuo ren po jie ma jie pa na ji ju ji jie wa yang po si ma yang gu ne ku to pe wa shu ma ye ji ya jie mo dang pu tong zang mo di yang ding ji de de ye jie su da su ji ge wa de na tang jie la tu po pa wa ren po jie ma jie pa na ji ju ji jie wa yang pa si ma yang gu ne ku to pe wa shu ri ne da wa ren po jie ma jie pa na ji ju ji jie pa yang pa me pa yang gu ne ku to pe wa shu ing jie su do ju be lang qi jie si ze gang jie jie pe yun qian na ping mo ten jing bia so la su pa de so ge jie ren tu ho shu ji ka de pe de pa de ba ka he jun sa pe yin xin no ka de zu me ten jing bia so la su pa de so tu xie ren tu ho shu da he de ba ge se ni rang zo lo san tian hua ye se ge ba jie ran jia xi jia ge pa de be de me ba chu me ge de so yo zo zo ge de de ren po jie xie da de me zi zi me hua la bi shi se me go jia jin zu me jie jie na ma su pa de be de ma le ju ye pu jie po jia ye de da ma ge zhu wa ye de la xi do zi pa ze de mu xi ma xi de yi de ba wei da jie sa jia sa xi la da de se la ge du ge la hui jie lu ge de be yang du sa me ding ge sa du xie be du nie xie zhu na wei gu ye xin gan de be na de wa ma yu yong wei ni jie de se wan de jie jiao zou ye xia bei si de bao du de du